Coming up on Fulton Today, property tax bills will be mailed out a little later this year. We'll have details of the new due date. And criminal justice students get up close with inmates at the county jail. We'll explain. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. The Fulton County Tax Commissioner wants property owners to know that the mailing of their tax bills will be a little delayed this year. Dr. Arthur Ferdinand joins us now to give us details of the new due date. Dr. Ferdinand, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hello, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So, Dr. Ferdinand, we understand that the bills are being delayed by a few days to allow for the proper posting of the millage rate information and also for the public hearing. So tell us, when will the bills go out?
My best estimate at this point in time, given that the board will set its millage rate on August 6th, we then have to calculate and balance all the numbers and the taxes and then print bills. It should go out by August 31st.
And so, Dr. Ferdinand, what does that mean now about the due date?
The due date would automatically be changed. The law requires that Fulton County residents get 60 days to pay their property taxes. Given that the bills go out on August 31st, that means October 31st would be the due date. That is 15 days later than the normal due date of October 15.
And sir, your final thoughts?
Yes, I would say that residents should start looking for their bills on August 31st. Try to pay it as quickly as possible so that it gets through the system early. The county and the city all need their revenues to provide services.
Fulton County Tax Commissioner Dr. Arthur Ferdinand, always great information, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure, and I hope everyone has a nice summer. Thank you.
Now, if you have questions about your property tax bill, contact the Tax Commissioner's office. For questions about your property value, contact the Tax Assessor's office. The cost of filing civil cases in county courts is going up. It will now cost you $10 to file civil cases in Superior, State, Magistrate, and Probate courts. The previous price was $7.50. The increase was part of legislation passed by the General Assembly this year. The additional cost will be used to pay for court-connected or court-referred alternative dispute resolution, or ADR programs. ADR programs encourages parties to negotiate issues costing them and courts less time and less money. A group of young people take a field trip to the county jail that they will probably never forget. Criminal justice students from Westwood College toured the Rice Street facility. The group received lessons in proper search procedures and inmate intakes, including fingerprinting. They also toured the courtroom, library, medical, and recreation areas, even inside the jail cells.
I was able to see the new stalls that were installed. They had the green light to let you know when the door would be open and the red light when it was closed. I learned about how they did their head count. I learned about their security and their medical. I learned about the different modular units that they have here.
One popular stop was the jail's award-winning kitchen area. Professor Longino says the tour helps back up what she teaches. Fulton County and surrounding jurisdictions add more law enforcement personnel to their departments. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has the story.
Shania, the 20 graduates included 4 from the Fulton County Police Department and 2 from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. They all went through extensive training, which was not only physically challenging, but mentally as well.
Class, attention! Courage and fight, fight to live! 1905! Class dismissed.
After completing written exams, precision driving training, and gun handling tests, these 20 graduates quickly learned what it takes to be an officer.
They've got to be physically fit, hand to hand. They've got to be proficient with their weapons, but they've also got to, on top of all that, they've got to know tons of constitutional law, state law, traffic law. So it's a huge burden.
Recruits from all around the area train at the Fulton County Public Safety Training Center. Detective Greg Shelton says this particular class really surprised him.
This class, from the start, they did a great job. I never had anyone really even come close to failing an exam, and the class average reflects that.
Several of the officers were recognized during the ceremony, including Fulton County Police Officer Alec Irwin, who was given the Top Shooter Award.
Honestly, I did not see that award coming at all. It was a great surprise, but I've worked as hard as I can to get it. It was one of my goals.
Irwin and many of his fellow classmates said leaving the training center is bittersweet. They'll also never forget one particular part of their time here.
Honestly, the hardest part was probably getting pepper sprayed. That was interesting. I would rather not do that again, but you do what you have to do.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It burned like heck, but it was an experience to go through, and I appreciate everything that they did for me.
Fulton County Police Chief Cassandra Jones says the last 3 months was only the beginning.
These particular recruits, they will not be released until they have a minimum of another 12 weeks of field training. And so they have a lot more training to do because this is a very serious job that we do out here for the citizens.
Overall, 10 departments from around the area had graduates swear in as officers.
Right, peace.
Every officer that I talked to says that they learned so much during this training and are excited to get started in their new career and help out the community. Reporting in South Fulton County, I'm Priscilla Ortega for FGTV.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Still to come on Fulton Today, the vision of the late Commissioner Bob Fulton comes to pass at a North Fulton Park. We'll explain in our district-by-district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Fulton enters an agreement to expand a North Fulton Park, and an amazing exhibit from the Congo will call Fulton County home for a limited time. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with the Fulton County Chairman and his recent visit to the Carter Center. Chairman John Eves joined Dr. Jacqueline Jones-Royster from the Ivan Allage College at Georgia Tech to view the Congo Across the Waters exhibit. The collection showcases art and artifacts from one of the world's premier collections from the Royal Museum of Central Africa, Belgium, and other collections from across the U.S.
Wonderful artifacts, ceramics, musical instruments, learning about Christianity being spread in the Congo in the 1500s, and how Africans sort of meshed their own culture into Christianity and created some degree of a hybrid. And so this is a fascinating exhibit.
The community of Atlanta and of course Georgia Tech rose to the occasion in giving us the funding that was required to bring it here. Now it's here.
The traveling exhibit at the Carter Center runs through September 21st. It will next head to Princeton, New Jersey. In District 3, Fulton County and the city of Roswell are entering into an intergovernmental agreement to allow 3 acres of land owned by the county to be used as a part of Roswell's Garrard Park. The 3.4 acres are a part of the Johns Creek Environmental Campus property and abut the Chattahoochee River and Garrard Landing. The project was the vision of the late Commissioner Bob Fulton.
This connectivity will allow for more passive use of that beautiful area on the river with cross-country trails and the opportunity for the community to experience nature with an additional recreation opportunity. It's a great thing. And Commissioner Bob Fulton, this was his vision, back when he initially worked to build the Johns Creek Environmental Campus, which is a state-of-the-art facility and really a treasure in Fulton County. And so this is a really great partnership with the county and the city of Roswell.
The agreement allows the city to expand the footprint of the park at no additional cost to taxpayers.
District 5 kids wrap up their summer break with the Fizz Boom Read Summer Reading Program finale. The Bowen Bankhead Library branch was the location for one of the many end-of-season celebrations for the system's popular program. Children have been encouraged to read during their school break so that they can better transition back into a classroom setting this school year.
We invite them here every week, try to help them promote reading, comprehension, programs like today, teaching them respect for themselves, all the positive values of life.
We are so excited that the summer is over and the children are returning to school. This program, the summer reading program at Bowen Bankhead, and all of the summer reading programs that have been offered throughout this vacation period, I hope will say to the parents and children that as they return, they have more than just our verbal support. They have our support throughout the year, and we expect them to do well.
Children who attended this year's summer reading program got many lessons in science through fun demonstrations and interactive activities. We'll get a look at another one of the programs at the end of the show.
And finally, in District 7, mark your calendars. Commissioner William Bill Edwards announces the date for the next South Fulton Quarterly Listening Session. The third quarter meeting will be held on August 28th at 7 p.m. at the South Fulton Service Center on Stonewall Tell Road. The District 7 Commissioner gathers top county staff to hear concerns firsthand from residents. There are only 2 more quarterly listening sessions scheduled in 2014. Again, the next meeting is Thursday, August 28th at 7 p.m. at the South Fulton Service Center. And still to come, a health and wellness event with a little bit of fun thrown in. Details on the Back to School Fair when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
While some school systems have already had their first day, Fulton County's health professionals are getting county kids ready to head back to class. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has the story of the Back to School Bash.
From health screenings and safety tips to school supplies and haircuts, parents and children at the Back to School Bash in East Point were able to get free services and lots of information.
Well, it's a very nice turnout. It's an opportunity for us to connect with our partners, come together. All of us have a mission, and basically the base of everybody's mission here is to reach out to the community, and this is what we're doing. So I'm really excited about that.
The Fulton County Safe Kids Coalition conducted demonstrations on which car seat fits best for each situation. It all depends on the age, weight, and position of the child, as well as the type of vehicle. They also had bike helmet tips.
They actually need to wear a helmet every time they're riding a bike, scooter, or skateboarding. And adults, a lot of times they have their children doing it, wearing them, but they're not wearing them. You got to set the example. They need them as well.
Amera Group Health Insurance Company sponsored the event and gave away the school supplies and backpacks.
We're also telling kids to make sure they get their proper health screenings, dental screenings, and get their proper immunizations as well.
I learned that they have a whole lot of more than health kids, and they have a lot of stuff invented for a lot of kids.
About 1,000 people came out to the bash. It was held to encourage enthusiasm for learning as our kids head back to school. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. In other health news, millions of people suffer from food and airborne allergies, and for many, it impacts their overall health. County employees who wanted to know what foods to avoid because of allergies were tested during a wellness fair. Workers were tested for common airborne and food allergens, as well as food sensitivity.
With your sensitivities, those are typically a 3-month avoidance, and then you slowly reintroduce those into your diet, usually every 3 days. So you give your intestines a chance to heal.
Fountain of Youth helped sponsor the Employee Health and Wellness Fair at the Fulton County Juvenile Courthouse. Organizers say food allergies and sensitivities can cause weight gain, joint pain, and fatigue. The wellness event also had eye and dental screenings. The fair is a part of the county's Health Workforce Initiative. The county participates in these types of programs because a healthy workforce means less money is spent on health care costs and more can be spent on services for the community. Seniors enjoy a little friendly competition, all in the name of fun and exercise. Participants at the Darnell Senior Facility get a light workout in during the annual Wii Tournament. The Wii video game system requires participants to get off their feet and move around. Several rehabilitation centers around the county are using the Wii system to help their patients.
It's good for agility of the mind and the body because you're having to use your mind, and you also have to be flexible because you got to be able to use the little controller, you know, with small muscle skills, so it's good for that.
I'm interacting with people, I'm moving about, I'm moving my limbs, my hips.
The tournament also gave the seniors a chance to socialize, which aging specialists say has many mental health benefits. Seniors were awarded trophies for first and second place. And still to come on Fulton Today, a music icon stops by the Wolf Creek Amphitheater. We'll take you there when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Fulton's popular summer reading program wraps up with a bunch of kids and a bunch of bubbles. Kids had a blast learning the science behind creating some of the largest bubbles imaginable. The Adams Park Branch Library held the Bubble Blast event as a part of the Fizz Boom Read summer reading program. The group learned the connection between the fun and the chemistry.
It also deals with the weather, which deals with the climate, the perfect type of climate, which is the perfect climate outside, which is about to rain or just after rain. It has to be humid, not too hot, not too cold. So it plays an important role for bubbles to make them last.
The children each had several turns to be a part of the different experiments. They made their own bubbles and even helped make bubbles as large as themselves. Now, for more information on events at the library during the school year, visit afpls.org. And finally, another packed house at the Wolf Creek Amphitheater enjoys an evening under the stars with MC Hammer. The music icon headlined the concert with his great dance moves and party favorite hits. The original P-Funk and the Sugar Hill Gang joined in on the R&B and hip-hop music event.
I'm looking forward to see the Parliament, P-Funk, and Sugar Hill. I'm looking for all of them. I tell the truth. That's my group, the old school,
Concert goers enjoyed the music, free parking, and the fact that you can bring your own cooler with food and drinks as long as it is no larger than 38 quarts. The next evening Under the Stars concert will feature After 7, Guy, El DeBarge, and Drew Hill. For more information, go to wolfcreekamphitheater.com. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the programs and stories right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey. You can also email us at fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, find us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.